Hello creatives, welcome to the Moon series. I'll be using the archetype cards, my Spirit in Nature Cartomancy cards, a Lenormand deck, and the Starseed cards to ask what are we ready to release during a full moon, or what are we ready to receive following a new moon. If you're new to my channel, my name is Beth. I'll be using these decks in unison with your Cards of Truth Cardology chart. That way, you can look at your Moon, Ecliptic, and Rahu cards to look for a natural direction of where you can apply the messages. It will affect you the most in the house your moon is transiting at this time. So check your astrology. You'll find links to get your own free personal cardology chart below in the description box. This is a Leo full moon. Leo, of course, is ruled by the sun. So check your sun placement and the card that you have there. Looking at a Leo full moon will mean releasing blocks or hidden catch-22s that hold us back, having to do with Leo traits like confidence levels, attention-seeking, ambitions, generosity, and most importantly, obtaining or maintaining your strengths and weaknesses with ego, soul balancing of the heart and mind. This is all happening in Aquarius season, a fixed air sign ruled by the 11th house of friends, groups, and big ideals for humanity. While being ruled by Saturn traditionally, and more recently Uranus, I use Saturn because it's one of the visible inner planets that affects us on a more personal level of learning the harder life lessons. However, you can use both if you like. Uranus brings a creative rebel energy. All of this adds up to releasing, undermining fears that stifle our confidence and therefore keeping us stuck in self-serving behavior and away from balancing and seeing the bigger humanity picture. My motto for this moon, trust your heart, but use your head. So we're going to ask, what is your moon ready to release and practice clearing over the next 2 weeks in order to build inner character and courage and willingness while fortifying a higher vibrational aura? All right, let's get started. Okay, Aries moon. You're Mars-led, so for you, this is going to be about how you actively use your emotions to cooperate with others. So I'm going to give the cards a quick shuffle, and we're going to ask, what is Aries moon ready to release and practice clearing over the next 2 weeks in order to build inner character with courage and willingness while fortifying a higher vibrational aura and bring that light into the world. So I thought y'all might like to see how this happens. That's what I'm going to do. I give it a quick shuffle. I feel it through and pull the one that is meant for Aries moon. All right, it's this one right there. And then once I get through, I'll flip over the first card. Do a quick meditation. See what the powers that be would like me to bring. And then we'll turn over the rest. Okay, let's see what you get. Healer, very nice. All right, I'm just going to take a minute and consult with my guides. I'll be right back. Okay, Aries Moon, the healer card. So, with this one, it is about passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. The ability to help transform pain into healing. So, you're something of a light worker, obviously. But that can get away from you, can't it? All of us light workers, we understand this. And we can tell too with the shadow attributes, taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. So you're either giving too much, you're losing your energy, it just drains you. You care so deeply that it's hard to keep those boundaries and to understand how to channel and not absorb. It has a lot to do with the chakras. And I took a class with Cindy Dale, and she's so good about how to just be the conduit for that information coming and going, how to hang on to you and your aura. So, something along those lines of chakra clearing, understanding how to shed the responsibilities, or not really shed them, but hang on to yours while letting the rest of it pass through you. It is more of a feeling. It's like, I can only relate to this as to what it's like for me because, here I am doing these readings. It takes several hours to get through all the editing and all of that. There's a tremendous amount of energy that goes into the actual reading of the cards. And as with all healers, it is something that goes through you. So I can only say that you're going to have to figure it out and how to do that for yourself. Maybe we'll turn over the other cards and hopefully they'll have some kind of clue as to how you can do this. What part of you feels necessary to hang on to that energy of someone else's? It's not yours to keep. It's not yours to spend in other ways, because that's where you get into the shadow attributes of not being able to take care of yourself with this card. It is about just channeling, just being the one that is receiving, going through, and releasing. You're just here to bring this information and then you leave it. Easier said than done. I know, I had trouble doing it as well. But I think it is something to do with that feeling really connected and invested in helping other people. It is just going down that rabbit hole a little too far. See if you can't figure out how to say when. All right, let's turn over the spirit in nature. You got the 9 of diamonds. We're reading everything in the upper upright position. We'll consider the reversals as well, because this is what we are releasing. So it all comes into play for that. And the 9 of diamonds is something to do with your ancestry. The 9s are that K2 energy. It's what you've brought with you from a past life. So this is ancestral healing. You as a healer, as a light worker, it definitely spiritually has something to do with what you've brought with you in this lifetime. It's ready to be released. It's ready to heal. That's the beauty of the nines, and the nines are givers. So again, it speaks to hanging on to that emotional baggage that becomes baggage. It's not intended to be baggage, but it's carrying that touch too much, and you are absorbing the energy that is rightfully the other person's. Say I'm doing this reading for you. Am I going to hang on to this? No, because it is just coming through me. I can't hang on to it. It's not mine. So I can only speak as to what is coming through. And for me, I feel it in my shoulder blades. It's like directly between them, and it comes in, and I can feel this heaviness in my chest. And after I've spoken, it kind of dissipates and allows for me to just reboot, if you will. So you're going to have to figure out somehow for you. You can sit in meditation and maybe pull some cards of your own for yourself and to see what it is that wants to happen for you. This is also a card that speaks of charity and intuitive truth seeking. It is about giving freely, support. It's this easygoing, channeling abundance. It's so interesting that you should get this card because it's basically the way to do it. To keep this light-hearted in the major arcana, it is the Fool card. So it's always about just having this freshness to approach something with. So that's what you're going to be opening to. That is letting go of whatever heaviness holds you back, going down that rabbit hole just a little too far. In that shadow attributes, it is ignoring the intuitive hunches, and it is having this reluctance to let go of the need to be the one that is giving the messages. It's not yours. You are only here to bring it forth. So when you spruce that up a little bit, whenever you can let go of any of the little bits that don't support that, and whenever you get into your head that it's more than that, and you're feeling like abundance of need to fulfill that for someone, that right there is the red flag for you to let go. And maybe you already know all of this. I mean, that's sort of coming through, and that, yeah, okay. The channeling, the deep insight is yours, for sure. What they're talking about here is clearing any unstable karmic DNA, any influences from your past that's influencing bringing the true truth through. Whenever it gets to be ego-led, that's where you have to stop. Okay? All right, somehow, somewhere in your past, there's been some importance put on being the one that brings the news. So let's take the ego out of it and try just feeling more intuitively and freely, that's the word they want me to use, freely giving support, not hanging on to any of the energy around it at all. It should feel like the Fool energy, easygoing. Que sera, sera. It's just out. Nice. You got the Gentleman. This is always a good sign to get the Gentleman. This card is about really finding that tried and true. It is this noble card that brings you fortune, and it really says that it's all going to turn out just fine. You are going to be able to find some nugget of something that allows you to be a cleaner, truer channeler. And that is all they really wanted you to hear. All right. Sorry it took me a little minute to get there, but it is about taking care of you, right? It's that healing others, doing it in the right way, that lightness of being, not hanging on to any of it, not needing any of it, is where you take care of you. All right, Starseed card. Vision. Trust in your ability to create the vision in your soul. That is absolutely perfect. All right, Aries Moon, best of luck to you. Okay, Taurus Moon, you are Venus-led, so for you, this is going to be about feeling secure to express yourself emotionally and be heart-led. So I just give the cards a quick shuffle, and then I search through to see which card is meant for you. We'll do this with each deck. I'll take a moment to meditate on what is coming through, and then we'll pick it up there. Okay. Get them all nestled in here. And the Lenormand. We'll be reading them in the upright and reversed both, because this is going to be about releasing. All right, let's turn over this first card, the archetype card. You've got Child and Orphan. All right, I will be right back. Okay, Taurus Moon, this is really so perfectly carved out for you. You are here to really understand how you're going to express yourself emotionally and be heart-led. And this card speaks directly to being independent in how you do that. It is about learning to go it alone, sort of caretaking yourself, which of course is the only way that you can express yourself emotionally and be heart-led when you are in the throes of being so invested in a relationship and not having had that when you were growing up. It's feeling like an orphan, feeling like you didn't have the time or the support to be a child, feeling like you were abandoned in whatever that looks like for you. It's interesting feeling that way, and how you pick it up and really just kind of step into that adulting for yourself. We all come through with baggage, whether it's intended or not. You know, sometimes we just come into this lifetime feeling that way, no matter what we had gotten as a child. So, but it is talking about how we go about owning ourselves, right? In that knowingness of knowing that we're on this planet all alone, or having been felt like we were abandoned, and that is what's holding back and stifling becoming that mature adulting of yourself. So there's something for you that the powers that be would like you to consider digging a little deeper for, in what might be holding you back from taking that next adult step. Because basically what that does is it robs you of your own power, and then you get emotionally stifled. And when that happens, there's no way that you can be heart-led, because it's got a chain around it. All right, let's see what the Spirit and Nature cards have. We've got the Jack of Spades. All right, so this is like the perfect card for you to be here, because this is all about ownership and maturity and taking that next step to be who you are unapologetically, finding your roots in you. The Jacks are that Uranus energy, so it's very creative, it is very focused, it is with this understanding that you are here in an apprenticeship, or in a mode that is destined to become that mature queen or king. So you're practicing this, you're figuring it out. The interesting part about the Jack of Spades is that it can be very deceptive. It can be a downright dishonest. It can be vindictive when it's not in the right light of things. When it's in its most light attributes, it's incredibly clever, finding solutions that are just incredibly beautifully done for that alchemy of self. Now, the Jack of Spades is a card that is a deep level of understanding oneself. It's Jacks encompass the aces, twos, and threes of the suit. So the ace is that epiphany of self, that realization of a incredibly deep truth. The two of spades is having the opportunity arise, become known, that you have the key to unlock that which is holding you back. It's your responsibility to take advantage of that opportunity. It's not just given to you, and it can come with feeling stuck in conflict with self. It can be very unsettling. But then you get the three of spades. This is where you find your true grit. The three of spades is called the true grit card. So you step up and you get it done, right? Whatever little bit that you can, however you can take more responsibility for adulting yourself, getting that maturity in your hands, and understanding that you're to take the time to figure out what needs to be let go, because there are some needs being met. It's like, what's being fed What is being given to the ego that makes you, and this is all just for self-protection. I love the IFS, the internal family systems, for this. It talks about having a family within you. Think of it as you being spirit at the head of the CEO table, and you've got this table full of employees, little parts of people that are benefiting, to protecting. They all want what they want. They're all there to make life better, but sometimes they get mixed up in life lessons. They could be all different ages. It could be something that you picked up when you were a baby, in the womb, even brought from another life, even, that is so hidden. And how do you take advantage of that? How do you turn that into an opportunity to learn something? Well, just by the sheer act of taking it and looking at it and understanding it brings it to that maturity, right? All right, so there's a lot of really young energy in this reading, talking about a child, an orphaned part of you that really wants to step up, wants to understand what that means for you, wants to emotionally take responsibility, to be able to express that to its fullest. You have to understand it and know it to its fullest. So, pros and cons about your emotions. Whatever comes up, ask for a moment, go have a cup of tea, bring it back fully aware of where you are in the situation and what you need to do for the betterment of all. Isn't that what the mature, responsible part of this is? If you think of yourself as the head of that table and you are the big wig and you bring it so that you take care of everyone, including you, because it's you that has to take care of everyone else. And that is what it is asking you to think of as a family. It says seeking inappropriate surrogate families. So if you're trying to please the whole table, you can't. It just doesn't work. So you're going to break some hearts, you're going to hurt some feelings, but you're going to be able to express what you need and why. And when you can do that in a complete sentence, the who, what, where, when, and how, and why of things, everybody understands, and they can't find that wrong thinking about any of it. They can't take offense. It's like when you deal with teenagers and little kids. They don't know. They're not mature, right? So you have to be the mature one, and you have to give them good choices. You have to let them know how you're feeling and all of that good stuff. So this is definitely about you taking care of a part that has felt orphaned and has protected you from feeling any more of that orphanness, and learning you today, knowing that there's some independence that needs to be found for that orphaned part through understanding who you are at your core, how you are next in line for that head of the table, you taking that space and doing the best that you can with it. All right, Lenormand, the tree. Yeah, this is like the forest for the tree, right? You can't see the forest because the tree is right in front of you, or you can't make out an individual tree because the forest is just so big. Either way, this is about you being that tree within the forest of life, figuring out how to do you, giving yourself the time to do you in the best way possible. So for you, releasing and clearing, allowing this orphan child to tell you what they need, and you being the grown-up, you being the adult, and saying, okay, I understand you, I love you, you're welcome at the table, I want to hear everything that you have to say, and then we're going to sort it through. Because today I need to take a step forward, I need to grow up a little bit, and I need to let go of the feelings of being hurt. Because that feeling of being abandonment has held you back. It has stifled becoming mature. So give that baby child self a hug and tell them you're going to do right by them. You're not going to do anything crazy. You're just going to start taking care of them and everybody else a little bit better, or a lot. Love it. All right, Starseed. Inner alchemy. Perfect. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. Oh, all right, Taurus. Wow. Best of luck to you. Okay, Gemini Moon, you are Mercury-led. So for you, this is going to be about going deeper and speaking more honestly about your emotions. So I'm doing this all a little bit different this time. I give them a little bit of a shake. I thought you might like to see how I pull the cards. And then I feel them through until the Gemini moon is way up here. Here we go. Oh, this one right here. Okay. We'll do that through each deck. I will turn over the archetype card. I'll take a moment to meditate, let something start coming through, and then we'll do the reading in full. Close my eyes for this part because I don't want the beautiful colors on the back here, images to influence me. All right. Okay. Let's see what you get. Midas. Oh, miser. All right. So I'm going to take a moment to let something channel through, and I will be right back. Okay, Gemini moon. So this is about either how you share what is rich to you, value. We're talking about value and how you value emotions. So for this, in the light attributes, you've got the entrepreneurial, or creative abilities to turn anything to gold, meaning value, and delighting in sharing that riches with whoever. emotionally and otherwise. The shadow attributes, I say emotionally because here it is hoarding money and emotions, having obsessive fear of losing your wealth or losing your value. So this is the part that is being spoken to, that emotional, how you share. And as I said, you are about Mercury led. So this is going to be about going deeper and speaking more honestly about your emotions. So where have you been holding back your truth, if you will? Have you been holding back what you really, really want to speak, right? Being more honest about your emotions suggests that it is about opening and sharing what's uncomfortable, what's not working for you, what's making you feel less than rather than more than, because it is about how you're valuing. And this could be just you about you. It doesn't necessarily even have to do with other people, but it has everything to do with how you are showing up and how you are expressing it. If you're fearful about expressing who you are and how you feel about something, if that's a fear, then that's what needs to be tweaked. So, how do we let go of what is holding you in check? What's the fear? Is it unfounded, or is it rightly so? And if that's what, then how do you go about maturing courageously, being able to speak your truth about what it is you're valuing within your own self or other people, places, and things? So once you can identify what that is for you, what's holding you back from sharing and being more honest about either being hurt or left out or feeling like you're held back, and what emotions for you that brings up, because those are the things that are going to need to be addressed. Now, we're talking about a certain maturity here to be able to do this in the best way possible. It could be that, you are facing, if it's another person and you're in this relationship and something that they do, some disregard or something that they don't even understand, that it's hurtful, and how you are going to bring that to the table the next time it happens, how you're going to be able to speak about it with that empathy and that care and kindness that it's going to take to bring out and display all of the vulnerable parts that are involved here. There's a lot of bravery to express what you're feeling deep in the core. And there's a whole lot of maturity that has to go with it in order to be able to do that in the right way, in the right manner, so that knowingly or otherwise, even if it's within yourself, to bring that up and to be honest about it has to be where you start. Let's turn over the Spirit and Nature card. So we've got the Eight of Spades. It's a beautiful card that's here because this is just the grounded depth of remedies and cures for how you are doing you. It's asking that you take that time to just really sort that through. You've got a hand here that is grounded. You've got one in peace, and you've got the messages coming through for you. All of this heady, floral goodness coming through for you, about you, because the eights are a reflection of self. So this card is telling me that it's more or less about how you are being honest with yourself and how you are expecting wherever it is that you haven't been honest with yourself. The reason why you haven't been completely honest could just be tiny bits and pieces. It doesn't mean that it's, across the board. This is bits and pieces of you that you compromise and you negotiate with in order to see what you want to see in other people, mirroring that back at you. That's another thing about the eights. They seek validation from others in their lower vibration. You got to seek this for yourself in your own vibration. This is you getting grounded and knowing your honesty, value of yourself, not hanging on to it tightly like a miser with fear of not being accepted in the outer world. You can show up knowing your own value. It's interesting to see how that gets reflected back to you when you are willing to step into whatever value you think about yourself. I can relate to this, and they are asking me to share this because when I opened the gallery and picture framing business, I'm self-taught, and I come from very poor roots here in Maine. With a lot of love, a lot of education, but no money. So when it came time for me to sell paintings to people of education and wealth, I felt like I couldn't show up as me, and it was really holding me back. But when my father passed and I stepped into who I was, I started expressing and sharing what a beautiful upbringing I really had, because my father was super loving, super kind, very generous, a Renaissance man, really, a poet, a writer, an artist, a carpenter, teacher by trade, and shared all of that. He was a senior Maine guide and took us into the woods every summer. I mean, the deep, dark forests of Maine, treacherous. And we loved every minute of it. And people were fascinated by that. So when I finally felt free to share my held back value of that, brought me to light. And that is basically what they're asking of you. Whatever it is you've been holding back, find a way to embrace it. It's probably your superpower. I'm not kidding. It was for me. So, all right, good enough. Here we go. Oh, the coffin. Yeah, this is like really putting that to rest. Definitely a new page for you. Oh, I love this, because talk about freaking releasing and clearing. You are done with it. All right. I love this. This is just so perfect for you. Yes. You are going to find your Midas within. Beautiful. Say no more. Here we go. Truth. See your light. Know your power. Have the courage to walk your truth. All right. Perfect. Okay, Gemini, best of luck to you. Okay, Cancer Moon. You are moon-led, so for you, this is going to be about being more emotionally practical. All right, we'll see. I thought it would be kind of fun for you to see how I choose the cards. I haven't done this before, so I'm going to shuffle just a little bit, and then I reach through and feel the card that is meant for Cancer Moon. Emotionally practical. All right. Ooh, here we go. Right in pretty much the middle. All right, there's that one. I'm going to do this through, and then I will turn over the archetype card. I'll take a moment to meditate on that one, and then I'll be back for the reading. Yeah. Okay. That one wanted to pop out, so I'm just going to accept it. And I don't look at these because I close my eyes. They're all so pretty, and I don't want to be influenced by it. So just that one. Okay. All right, let's see what you got for the archetype. We'll be reading everything in the upright, giving consideration to both up and reversed meanings. Alchemist. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, Cancer Moon. This is about how you're moving into different set of skills and talents. It's what's holding you back from allowing that to happen, becoming even more of a chemist, if you will, bringing that remedy and cure. Cancer moons are incredibly intuitive, very easy for you to channel. And when something's easy, it is also easy to take it for granted, and also easy for misinterpretations because it's not taken seriously enough. So as a light worker, obviously you are obviously here to bring your attributes of such to the world. Just by your presence is what's coming through. You just are that being that just standing close to you brings some sort of truth, some sort of golden wisdom to the person. Just a light conversation with a complete stranger does this. And you're probably somewhat unaware of just how deeply what's the right word? Just so good at what you do. It's just like this natural thing for you. So it talks about your transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So it's that alchemy of allowing a value to come through, a value of yourself and a value of others. And because of what this moon is, this full moon, and what you're to be letting go of, and it being about being more practical and grounded in that practicality, so that you don't misuse that power, that you acknowledge it and you accept that this is a very deep, meaningful piece of you. This is you taking that next step into understanding just how powerful your spirituality is. So having that knowledge and power, that power is just such a good word for it, because it comes through like that for you. All right, I'm going to turn over the spirit in nature, and we've got the 5 of diamonds. Yeah, that speaks to me as being knowing that this has been a little bit of a trial and tribulations to find those nuggets of what's real. And being a Cancer moon, it is so elusive sometimes as well. You know, maybe it comes through for you in your dreams and laced and disguised in many different forms. It's so hard to grasp the vastness of this that you have. So there's got to be some grounding in order to reach that practicality of knowing what you have, like having a tether to the earth is what you need. Grounded. 5 diamonds. Diamonds are the grounded suit. These are the roots of the tree. So you're going to want to do some grounding exercises, chakras, that kind of thing. Just grounding in the sense, if you live in a warm climate, go put your feet on the earth and dig your toes in. Just ground into it. There's this stance that you can take where your feet are slightly apart and your knees are ever so slightly bent, and you are such a powerhouse and such a rock that nobody can push you over when you're in that. It comes from playing basketball and getting bumped and trying to get pushed out of the way in any sports, really. You know, it gets physical. So you have to root yourself. And that's what this card is asking you to do. This is what is ever keeping you from that. So it's asking you to release that light. I don't know if light is a really good word for it, but that attitude. Okay, that's the word. Asking you to release and clear the attitude of it being easy and not thought of as much as it really is. You need to understand how deep and really powerful your power is, and take it more seriously. That's the word they're wanting me to use with you. Seriously. You got some work to do, some sorting through. That's the 5s. But that's okay, because 5s are about your skills, your talents, how you ground into those, how you really have this truth, this intuitive truth about the depth and the groundedness of exactly that. And that's what they're asking you to let go of and clear. Anything that has you thinking that it's like skipping a stone across the water. It goes much deeper than that, and you need to go deeper. They're asking you to step up and take more responsibility, take it more seriously, find something really real to do with it. Wow. Okay. Didn't mean for that to come through so strong, but that's what they want. So there you have it. Holy mackerel. I would love to hear what that all ends up being for you, because it sounds incredibly powerful and real and worthy. Bring that light to the world. Holy cow. All right. Oh, the Gentleman. Yes, this is such a great card because it brings success. It is just a beautiful card that says you are in the right spot at the right time, doing the right thing, and you will be successful. Yes. All right. Let's see. Love. Live your truth and share the love that is in your soul. Oh, see, I knew it was that kind of depth, the depths of your soul. Yeah. Start taking it seriously. All right. Oh, beautiful. Okay, best of luck. Okay, Leo Moon, your sun led, and this is your moon. So for you, this is going to be about clarifying entanglements between what is ego led and what is soul led. Ego, your mind, and soul, your heart. So let's see what we get. I am doing this just a little bit different, thinking you might like to see how I pull the cards. And I give them a quick shuffle, then I search through them and feel it through which card is for Leo Moon. That one right there. Okay, I'm just going to do this with the rest of the deck, and then I will turn over the archetype card and do a quick meditation, come right back, and finish the reading. I just take that moment, and shake up my camera here to allow something to start to come through. All right, right there. Okay. And the starseed. I close my eyes for this one. I don't want to be influenced by the beautiful images on the backs of them here. What? Okay, right there. Okay. Let's see what you get. Prostitute. Interesting card. All right, I will be right back. Okay, Leo, this is so soul and ego. Perfect card. It is, it says here, the light attributes accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Shadow attributes places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Definitely ego. All right. So we are looking at exactly that of obviously a value being challenged and having that negotiating between spirit and soul about how value is either used for self knowledge and growth, or if it isn't, if you are more worried or invested, is a better word for it, invested in what others think of you, or if you're selling your self empowerment in order to uh, have that love from someone. So, okay, they're asking that it be really questioned about the love in your heart. That are you selling yourself for love? And if so, how are you doing that? Are you allowing ego to power through what you're feeling in your soul? It's interesting for a Leo moon that it's so needing that validation and understanding that it has to come within first in order for the validation that you get mirrored back from other people to be real. Because if it isn't real coming from you, you can't trust that what's coming back to you is real, because it's not, because you're not being real. Okay, so that was it. Let's see what the spirit and nature is. We're reading everything in the upright and taking consideration of the reversals as well. So the Four of Clubs is this incredibly stable card. Fours are stability. This is where you're comfortable. This is where you are really feeling secure. It is being incredibly practical. A Leo moon could be very practical. It's a fixed sign, so Leos, and it is about finding that alchemy and that balance and that stability within. That Leo is the strength card in the major arcana, so that is all about making peace with how you manage yourself, how you are maturing and adulting who you are, knowing your strengths and being able to have them in control. So that's basically what they're talking about here. And this Four of Clubs is the Hierophant in the major arcana. So it's all about understanding that old world truth. So whatever is holding you back from showing up in more spirit-led honesty. So if you're selling yourself short somewhere in order to be the pleaser, to get that back that you're seeking, it's just, they just want me to say again that it can't be an honest reflection if it isn't coming from an honest place. So you got to get deep and honest. So whatever is holding you back from becoming that honesty, are you asking spirit, your spirit within, what it needs? When you have that alone time, when you have that time out where you can afford, that's the word, afford to take a deeper look, where you feel this kind of security, this kind of stability, when you're in this place of being able to hear source, this is where you need to be more often, because when you're not, you get into the unfocused and being tired and stressed out by all of the things that are being not fabricated, but being being very creative in how you show up to be the pleaser, to be liked, to be accepted. That all has to go. What needs to come through? All right, they want me to ponder on that because it is about, they just keep bringing it back to the honesty of self, and how when you do that, you are going to be showing up as more grounded, more you, more real. Huh. Okay. That's actually a really nice thing. Yeah. Okay. So whatever is holding you back from that showing up as this, right? I love that it says under contract. It's like the perfect card for you because you are in the middle of signing the contract, the contract between spirit and soul that you're negotiating for sure. The power struggle here. And spirit doesn't need to win. The spirit just needs to be able to be heard. It's an honest conversation between spirit and soul. All of the attributes, all of the lovely, beautiful reflection that you so want, because it's so satisfying and so beautiful when the ego and soul can speak, and you even have an argument if that's what it takes, but then the negotiations, the contracts are signed that from here on out you're going to be doing you, the two of you, that little bit different, so that the truth can be the reflection that you see. And it is even more beautiful, even more empowering, even more emotionally satisfying because it's real. Okay. Ooh, the house. I always see the house as you, your stature, your stability, your home within a home. And it's saying that is where you are becoming. That's what you're attaining, this stability within. Nice. All right. Let's see what you get for the starseed. Signs. The universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities. Well, that is absolutely beautiful because that's exactly what you need to be on the lookout for. It is all of those little tells, those numbers, and you can ask for signs. I do it all the time. If I want an answer to something and I just want to test it, if I'm in the right groove today, doing the right thing, in the right state of mind, show me something unusual in the color orange. You can do whatever you like. Show me 3 white cars in a row. Show me dogs, lots and lots of dogs. It can be that kind of thing. And then you just be on the lookout for it and see what comes back, whether it does or it doesn't. You can ask for abundance to come in, find a lucky penny, anything. Okay? All right, that's what you need to be on the lookout for. And of course, it would be for you around that stability. So if you are feeling like you need to fudge something a little bit, ask for direction. Okay? That's all you need to do to get to the stability of you. Beautiful. Okay, Leo Moon. Best of luck. Okay, Virgo Moon, you're Mercury led. So for you, this is going to be about self-talk in emotionally compromising situations. All right, this should be interesting. I thought you might like to see how I do the shuffle and the choosing of the cards. So I'm doing this a little bit differently. I'm going to give it a quick shuffle, and then I feel out the card that is meant for Virgo Moon. It's right in here. Yes, indeed. This one. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to do that for each of the decks, and then I will turn over the archetype card and meditate on it for a few minutes, and then I'll be right back to finish the reading. I just like to have something come through to begin the begin. And you don't have to wait through that with me. Here we go. That one. Ooh, sometimes they do pop out. All tucked back in. And the starseed. I don't look at these. I close my eyes because they're so pretty. I don't want to be influenced and choose one because I like it. So I have to close my eyes. Okay. That one. Okay. All right. Let's see what you get. We're going to be reading them both up and reversed. We'll take in both for consideration. So, damsel. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, Virgo Moon. So what's come through is more about the light attributes, and it is about understanding the nature of healthy romance. It's about inspiring you to rely on yourself rather than compromising yourself, waiting for the knight in shining armor to provide for you. So it's about seduction by romantic illusions. So again, you know, with that self-talk that you're here to contemplate, that compromising situations that come about every once in a while for everyone. So when you find yourself in a situation like that, this need to allow the romance of a situation to really put you in a compromising situation by feeling like you've got to seduce someone or something in order to have it, the attention reflected back on you for what you want, right? So there's a, okay, I'm just gonna, it's manipulating for some reason. So understanding healthy romance, right? Where you don't need to manipulate or don't need to undermine or what's Machiavellian in order to get what you want. It's a lot like what happens is that you sell yourself short because you're selling yourself for a gain that you perceive to be a gain. Thank you. You perceive it to be what you want and what you think is real. However, if it hasn't been attained truthfully, without the manipulation, without feeling like you have to do something manipulative in order for you to receive the kind of love that you want. So if it isn't gotten in a healthy, truthful way, you're not going to have the value in it. You're going to know on some level that it's not as truthful and grounded and real as it really should be. So the thing that is in the way here is that you've got to find that within and not need it so badly from an outside source. So, okay, it's coming through that something about history, like maybe your parents, or you've witnessed something that has influenced you. And that witnessing was that manipulation for finding a way to get what you want, not necessarily what you need. You're fully aware of this. You understand it completely. You know it. Yet there's been some reluctance, and that's the piece that needs to be really dissected, is the word that's coming through. But you just need to take it apart and to understand what that's made up of, because it has to do with the feeling like you have to manipulate, feeling like you've got to hide something or be less truthful about how you are able to ground yourself into a healthy romance with yourself. Okay, so there's something to do with self-esteem. And okay, so that is about your self-talk. You get yourself into these emotionally compromising situations because you're afraid to show up as the real you, that you don't think you're lovable the way you are, that you need to present. And then, of course, it's impossible to keep it up. So it's like when you are, all right, here it is. You are this mix of light and dark. And that dark part is so seductive, so beautiful, so warm, so willing and accepting and loving and deep and curious and wanting to explore. And for some reason, you're holding yourself back from that because you don't think it's going to be acceptable, or it's going to somehow interfere with the love that you are receiving, and you don't want to compromise that. You don't want to lose it. You hold much value in the love that is being given and showing up for you. It's like you're of two hearts, one that wants that, but then there's another part of you, the light part, that surface part, that is showing up in a way that is what you want people to see, not what is actually you. It is, but there's that other part of you as well that needs to come forth. You're this beautiful mix that is so amazingly attractive and warm, and I just get all gushy inside. Okay. All right. Let's see. 10 of Spades. So not an easy card. You're having a lot of trouble with it. Yeah. It feels like you are really being held back by what you think you need or want, or feeling super hard on yourself. You've gotten yourself in some situation that is not as truthful as it needs to be. It's okay. Let's just talk about the 10s for a minute, because the 10s are the ecliptic card. So please go look at your ecliptic. What is in that 10th position? It's that single square in your chart there. Be just close to the bottom, the 3 at the bottom, the 1 just above. That's your ecliptic. What card is it? Because that is going to tell you a whole lot about how to step forward with coming out as this other part of you wants to emerge, and it's time, and I'm getting that it's right to do it. Nothing wrong with it. You are fearing a lot of resistance, and I don't know, maybe even fearing that there might be consequences that are going to come from this that you're not going to want to deal with. And it's going to be a whole lot of trouble and strife, and you're going to have to really dig deep for the stamina and the endurance to get through this. This is about keeping the faith, rock steady through it. Yeah, it's time to own it. Doesn't have to come out all at once. It doesn't need to be, a load of bricks on yourself or anybody. It just has to be about understanding, first off, that it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, that this is what you want to do, and you should be able to do it. And to understand also that the Spade Suits is about remedies and cures for you coming through for Source. The 10s, the black 10s, are the Magician card in the major arcana. That is being completely grounded on earth, channeling through heaven and earth to receive and put to good use exactly what you need, manifesting at its highest. So it is a tough card. I'm not gonna lie. It's not an easy card, but in its lightest attributes, it is finding the mental and physical strength. It is having the focus. It is keeping a positive attitude. Positive is everything. You've got rewards for effort promised. So every time that you can put that little bit out there for effort, you will be rewarded for it. Spirit is here to help you, to lift you, and to be there for you. This is alchemy at its hardest, but at its most rewarding. Whatever you put in for effort, you will be rewarded back for. So what needs to be released here is any, well, fear, yes, but also feeling pressured to stay in the status quo, holding yourself back, feeling unfortunate or having a pity party, owning that you've misdirected and that you got to come clean in one way or another, in whatever measure that you can. Okay? All right. So it's the self-talk that we're trying to get to here, that you can find yourself in a place where you can be this light and this dark mix that you are, and how beautiful that is, and how perfectly you. It's not as tough as you fear. That's coming through. It's going to be easier than you think. I'm glad that came through. All right. Ooh, the fox. Well, that's an interesting card to get here. I love the fox card. Oh, so there is or has been some need to be sly, but this can be seen in the way of being smart and crafty and really trickery. You can see it coming where you've been tricking yourself. You've been seeing where you have been trying to be sly about keeping all this under wraps about who you really are. Because, you know, that's what you've been rewarded for, being this version. And now they're really asking for you to take this very slow, very cautiously, very smartly, very wisely, making sure that you are able to present as much as you need to when you need to. It doesn't, like I said, came through, don't do it all at once. Release this energy of the real you as it needs to come forth. Be very careful. Yes, know your territory and know that spirits are with you. They want you to be, I mean, it's like this is your destiny. It's your life path. It's time to begin the begin. Okay. All right. Let's see what you get for Starseed. Strength. It is the Leo card, isn't it? All right. You are being guided by the cosmos. Stay strong. A positive outcome is assured. Oh, that is a lovely last message for you. Okay, Virgo Moon. Yes, I wish you every bit of luck. Okay. Okay, Libra Moon. I am doing this just a little bit different. I give it a quick shuffle and thought you might be interested in how this happens. So sometimes they just pop right out like that. So here we go. We're going to be reading things in the upright position and taking into account reversals as well, because we are releasing. So I'm going to give them a quick shuffle, and I usually don't turn them over till the very end, but here we go. And I feel through for the card that is meant for you. And then, oh, wow, they are flying out for you. So I'm just going to leave them right up in the upright. I think they are anxious for you to get this message. So I don't really look at look, you got the starseed. Okay, wow. Interesting. So I am just going to take a moment, and it's interesting that this is the only one that didn't get flipped over, to meditate and have a beginning come through for you, and I will be right back. Okay, Libra Moon, this is going to be about you and because you're Venus-led, this is going to be about emotional substitutes for fulfillment needs. So the trickster card, it is that fake it till you make it kind of connotations with this one. This is what the message that needs to come through. It's transcending convention, transcending stuffiness and predictable behavior. So you're going to go beyond that, and without manipulating others through duplicity. So there's a reality check that needs to happen with this card. Something is keeping you, some thought, some limiting belief is holding you back from being as truthful and honest about who you are. Somehow you got the idea in this group of people, and I know it's a group because of the birds card. I'd be at a bit of a loss at this point if these two were turned over, but they're not. They are flipped right out for you like this, so we're going to keep them that way, and I'm going to turn this card over next so that we can just zip right through this reading, because clearly your guides are asking me to share that somewhere along the line, the group of people that you are surrounding yourself with, and I get this as more of your friends, your family, your loved ones. They know you and they love you for who you are, but somewhere you are holding back in order to belong to this group of people. For whatever reason, you're unwilling to share certain parts about yourself that you feel need to be kept hidden. Comes to mind, not sure, maybe your education, for instance, or your money status, or so with your message being around substitutions for what really, really, really floats your boat. So it's like champagne tastes on a beer budget, kind of a message coming through here. You can't live beyond your means. So whatever is asking you to do that is ego-led. So that's the part that we want to be looking at, because I get the sense that, it's that old adage, you can fool some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. It's known, whatever it is. I mean, that's the message that's coming through. It's like coming out of the closet with something that everybody already knew or had their suspicions about anyway. And it's just going to make you more of a unique you. All right, let's turn this one over. Yeah, 9 of Spades. There's definitely something holding you back. You can see that there's baggage here he needs to let go of, aware of it, got the tool in the pocket to do exactly that. Is it easy? No, it's an uphill battle, but it's worth it. Always, always worth it, because there's a new dawning, a new day, and a new life for you just over the hill. It is just a short ride or a short walk. You can drag that luggage with you, but it's just going to hold you back. That's the message. So whatever the baggage, you need to let it go for you to be you to your fullest. That's the message that is coming through, because you're not really fooling anyone. You're more, it's duplicity on yourself, thinking that you can do that. People are not as gullible. That's the word they're using, gullible. So, yeah, the crowd. That's the birds. There's talk about you, chatter. And that is either good or curious or not. You know, they are probably some that are trying to undermine who you are. So the best thing that you can possibly do, Libra Moon, is just be out and allow you to shine. It's the best that you can do. If you bring that okayness about yourself, whatever it is, I mean, who cares? As long as you're not hurting anyone, it's all good. Okay, yeah. So it says here, whatever the outcome, remain without fear. Woes will be brief when the birds disappear. So what would disappear? The birds. What would? Your truth. Your truth would. Lose the baggage. Speak your truth. Be you. Wow. Okay. I guess you got your message very clear. Starseed. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. Exactly. Just there on the horizon, just over the bluff. You being you and all your beautiful, glowing, sparkly loveliness. All right, Libra Moon, there you go. Short and sweet. All right, best of luck. Okay, Scorpio Moon. So I'm shuffling the cards so that you can see how I do that. I don't usually do this, but I thought it might be interesting to know how I come about picking the cards I do for you and for everyone. So I give them a quick shuffle, and then I run my hands over them, and until the vibration is clear and the right card is revealed for you. Scorpio Moon, you're Mars-led. So for you, this is going to be about harboring emotional secrets or holding grudges secretly. It's all about the secrecy. It's this one right here. All right. I'm going to do that with each deck. So we'll see what the Spirit and Nature has for you. We'll read things in the upright with consideration to the shadow attributes as well, because this is about letting something go. The Lenormand. And I don't look at I'm closing my eyes because I don't want to be influenced by how pretty the cards are, but that one just popped out, so that one's for you. Just one. All right, I am going to turn this one over. We got Scribe, and then I'm going to meditate and allow a message to begin to come through for you, and then I'll be back to finish the reading. All right, be right back. Okay, Scorpio Moon, it's about preserving knowledge and information, and or altering the facts or even plagiarizing others' work. Now, you may know of someone that has done this. It may not be you, but that would allow you to be holding back these emotional secrets. Maybe it's someone that you love. Maybe it's someone that you're tied to financially, like a boss or something like that. And you understand that every once in a while they are pilfering from someone else, or they're asking you to actively support them in their deceptions. It happens. Sometimes you just get entangled in these things, and of course they are not going to sit well. So how in the world are you to untangle yourself from these feelings? And there's a certain amount of being honest with yourself and with others that is incredibly difficult to do when you are beholden to them for something, a paycheck, love. That doesn't mean that you don't have other feelings as well. Holding grudges, very easy to do. So I'm gonna move on to the next card and see what the Spirit and Nature deck can tell us. So we've got the Nine of Hearts. This is a wish-fulfilled card. It is a lighter feeling here, rather than knowingly knowing someone that is, and it could be you. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility. It could be. But the way it's coming through, it's not. It's more that you may, on occasion, be tempted, okay, or unknowingly, something stuck in the back of your mind, some quote or something, and it comes out in your own words, in your own way, about something of yourself. I wouldn't call that plagiarism. Borrowing maybe the concept, but once you understand that, you're an honest soul. That I can feel. So this is also something about you being a light worker, with this connotation involved with it. And that is why at this time you are holding these secrets, harboring emotional secrets, harboring them inside you, unwilling to pull anchor and let them go on their way. You might take some time to make a wish. This is the Nine of Hearts. It is the Make a Wish card. It is energized by the Seven of Diamonds. So if you've got a Seven of Diamonds in your chart, this just took it up a notch. It's unconditional charity. It's this generous, loving nature that is a very good card to manifest with. So what we're doing is releasing. So that can come as a manifestation as well. You can write a petition, put it on the altar, and make this wish that whatever this situation is that you're entangled in, hand it over to the divine source and ask them to take care of it for you. Let it go. Open those harbored emotions. Recognize them. Name them. Put them on that paper. Explain it to the best that you can possibly. And then just hand it over to Source. It's in your hands now, Source. I'm going to let it go. I need to release this. It's not sitting well with me. I've got to let it go. Help me do that. I'm ready to release this mess that you now have this window to ask for help. It's time. Whatever was in the works, it's ready. Okay. Ooh, clouds. So it's either cloudy thinking around it or clear thinking around it. It was in the reverse, which means you are getting clear on it. The clouds are dissipating and you are beginning to see the light at the end of this tunnel that you've been stuck in for a while, or understanding that whatever it was has been happening for a while. You may not have recognized it until now, but now is the time to really get to the bottom of what it's doing to you, because you can only do you. You can't make a difference with this. You can't call it out. You can't shine a big light on it. It's not going to do anyone any good. You got to let the universe do that for you. That is what the messages are that's coming through. And knowing that if it is relation, family, that sort of thing, the nines are about that DNA that's brought with you. This is about emotions. It's heart suit. So it's about releasing your harbored emotional secrets. Hand them over. Put them in Source's basket and ask Source to deal with it for you. They will set it up. It'll take a natural course. You'll be able to move through it clearly, and not have any of this stuck to you. It's ready to be released. That's what this card is saying. You need to keep a lighter heart. That is the K2 energy, is the Fool card in the major arcana. So it is being able to step out with a lightness, that keep in that lightness. Keep in the lighter bits of things. It's easy for a Scorpio moon to get really deep and dark with things. Find the humor in it. Dark humor is funny. And let that matrix part ways. Okay? That's what's coming through for you. Stay out of any kind of feeling like you need to manipulate, or stay out of the way of getting manipulated, and keep clear and hand it over. That's what they're saying. Hand it over. It's ready. It's time. They're in it. They'll do it. All right. Starseed, dreams. The universe speaks to you through your dreams. Very nice. So pay attention. It will hand you clues as to how this is all unfolding and point you in the right direction as to how to show up clean. Okay? All right. Wow. Best of luck. Okay, Sagittarius Moon. I thought it might be fun for everyone to see how I do the cards when I pull them. I don't usually do this. I usually like to do this beforehand, but I usually give them a quick shuffle and then I feel through until I know which card is meant for you. I'll do this with each deck, and then I'll take a minute to do a little meditation to see what's coming through for you. Okay, well, it's deep here. It's this one. Do my Spirit and Nature deck. See which card wants to emerge for you. Right. There we go. The Lenormand. Love the way they can clarify. And then the Starseed. They're so pretty that I have to close my eyes. I don't want to get influenced and pick one. So I do it with my eyes closed. All right. Wow. Okay. Right there. Okay. So let's turn this one over and see where we are headed. Child nature. All right. I'm going to meditate on this for a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, Sagittarius Moon, you are Jupiter led. So this is going to be about emotional boundary setting for your emotions. The child nature. Is it nature or is it nurture? You know, a lot of times it's hard to tell the difference when you've been raised to either buy into some family dynamics that are maybe possibly not the healthiest. We are all here to be dealing with adulting ourselves, and a lot of the childhood ends up coming with us. So this card talks about friendships with animals, communicating with nature, the nature spirits, or on the shadow attributes, tendency to abuse animals, people, or the environment. You know, there's so little of that these days, and I don't feel like that's where it's coming from for you. What came through is more of a fear of animals. And I'm not sure what that means, whether you'd had a bad experience with animals in your past. I know, for instance, myself, I was afraid of horses for a while. I had to really work hard to get over it because I had fallen off of one when I was a kid. They're huge, they're unpredictable, they're strong. They take a lot to handle. So it's more in line with that. You know, you could have had a bad experience with a dog or, cats, who knows what, but it's in that realm that we are being asked to look. So it's about boundary setting and how you do that. It is allowing yourself to, I can't say, it's not coming through as being taken advantage of. It's more that you just haven't found it that important to set that boundary. Whether it's a friend with a overabundant dog that just jumps on you every time you show up, that kind of thing. You don't want to offend or look weak or feel like you can't say something. So those are the boundaries that they're coming through with. So in that case, it's coming through that it's less about the animals, honestly, and it's more about the people that have these animals and the mistreating of them, meaning that you're not doing your pet any favor by letting it run amok. It's just really bad behavior. So how do you step in and express that? Well, do it in the moment when it's happening, and just be really clear and really upfront about it. There's just no way to really point it out. I'm going to just move on because I feel like I'm stumbling with this one. Such a beautiful little picture, and I absolutely love bunny rabbits. It's like they are the sweetest animal, although they can bite too. All right, so we've got the 5 of diamonds here. And it is going to be a trial and error ordeal. Maybe you have more than one. Maybe this is just an ongoing thing for you. And maybe it's you stepping up and taking charge of the unruly pets out there in the world. Stepping in when their owners won't or can't. I've had to do that myself. I go on these long walks in the woods, and a lot of times the dogs are off leash and the owners are nowhere to be found, and they're just running up and all excited and want to jump on you. And, you kind of have to take charge of someone else's dog for a minute. So it's going to be that kind of boundary setting. And it's not an easy thing to do because people get really defensive when you try to tell them that they're not doing something right. So for you, this is going to be about how you do the do. Whether you come across angry or just in a easy kind of way, is really what they're asking you to be looking at and how you do it, because 5s are about finding the solution. It's not always the first thing. It's going to be a little bit of a trip, if you will. Different legs of the journey. You're going to be practicing this for a little while. And it might not even really be, as I said earlier, about the animals. It's more about the people that you run into that have this bad behavior, this bad mothering of parenting, I should say, of their pets, and how how you need to set the boundaries with people as such, stronger and more concrete, more with your sharpening your skills and your talents. This card is about that balance. It's a feng shui kind of card, and it is Jupiter led. So the fives are. So it's in there. It's also the Justice card in the major arcana. So it is about making good choices, having integrity, accountability, finding a way to express that to the people that you're running into. Maybe it's an ongoing occurrence for you. You know, you think of the workplace and whether the boss's dog is a good dog or has it been taught, you know, bad behaviors. How do you deal with that one? It's not easy because you're really dealing with the boss or a coworker or a friend or, I know. So it's just being in the moment, being matter of fact, allowing yourself to just be matter of fact, and then being able to sell it, because the fives of diamonds is a good salesman card. It's understanding the values and being able to sort through, find the gem of what works. It will happen, but it's how you're doing it. What do you need to release around who you are in order to step into that more demanding and really more difficult role, but you're ready for it. The ship, yeah. So, you know, the ship is in abundance. You're going to be able to come up with all kinds of different ways to deal with people that may be overstepping their okay, not overstepping. They want me to use a different word. It is people who are more, disregarding what's happening with you because you're not making it known. So when you can make it known in this gentle, light, matter of fact, calling it what it is, and gently, kindly, it'll start to take care of itself. So basically, that's what needs to switch. Okay, nice. All right. Let's see what you get for the starseed. Gratitude. Universal love shines through the miracles of life all around you. Isn't that interesting? Miracles of life. Because, you know, in a way, we're animals too, right? We are. And here we are talking about how we are going to have that communication come through as a friendly, light way. Sounds like you've got your work cut out for you, but I get the feeling that you're going to do just fine. You know, part of this is finding the humor in it, self-deprecating, and just being able to put it into words is going to make all the difference. Okay, that was it. Best of luck. Okay, Capricorn Moon. Thought it might be fun and interesting for a little bit of a change here as to how the cards are selected. I haven't done this. That one wanted to come out, so I'm going to just put it right there. And I thought it might be an interesting thing so that you can see how I get the cards that I do. So I'm going to give them a quick shuffle. I'm going to feel through and pull the one that is speaking the loudest, and having that one be the one that needs to come out. Okay, there. Okay. See what the Lenormand has for you. Oh, it's up in here. Okay. That's the one. And then the starseed, because I have to close my eyes. They're just too pretty, and I'll be influenced by one. All right. Okay, this one. All right. All right, so we're going to turn this one over. We're going to see what we have. Gambler for you, Capricorn Moon. And I'm going to take a moment to meditate, and I will be right back. Okay, Capricorn Moon, you are Saturn led. So for you, this is going to be about emotionally being pessimistic. So we're going to figure out what needs to get tweaked or released over this next 2 weeks for you. Something to do with you being a bit of a gambler. Gambler with your intuition. The light attributes here, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. And the shadow attributes, relying on luck rather than hard work. Well, we know Saturn loves the hard work. They want you to be 100% invested. That is your planet. So, and Capricorn Moon, that's me. I'm a Capricorn Moon. So this message is for myself as well. Doing the hard work. Yeah, I don't really feel like I rely on the luck. So I don't know about you. I mean, luck has something to do with it, but boy, following your intuition, even when others doubt you, now that one I can relate to. So how do you go ahead and do what you've got to do, even when you have naysayers in your vicinity? Yeah, it's not easy. Not everybody understands what light workers go through and how we get to that intuitive need to share what we're doing. I'm looking at the bigger picture. It's a cardinal season-changing moon card. I'm also a Cancer sun, so that too, cardinal, season changer. It's a bigger need to share. And yeah, Saturn, it is part of this lifetime during this really important 2024, Pluto moving into Aquarius, the whole upheaval of the planets all shifting, and it's a big time. It's a big time to either get in the trenches and get to work, or to just be completely overwhelmed with all of it and needing to step back and cross your fingers. I get it. But we're light workers. We are here to make a difference. So we always, always need to step back into listening to source. So whenever feeling overwhelmed, feeling unappreciated, feeling like you're not being heard, or that you're disregarded, or people just don't understand, that kind of thing. Not everyone is where you are or where I am on this spiritual path. You are going to find a way to share what you need to share, what gets channeled through for you, whether that's writing or art or just speaking. You know, I'm in love with haikus because you just edit until it's down to the bare essence of what needs to be said. So that's where we're going with this gambler card, and kind of taking risks with getting lucky and putting in the hard work. But we definitely need to be following your intuition. That is for certain. Okay, let's see what might be holding us back. So the Six of Clubs is a great card. This is the Healer Through Truth card. I know, you know, when the sixes are that height of maturity for a tree, it is when that tree is at its fullest and at its most vibrant and productive. All the leaves are just absorbing every bit of nutritional information from source. And we have to keep in a good spirit, not let all of this chatter of these naysayers to hold you back and to make you less appreciative of your own spiritual talents, because we do all have them. We're all working on them. All of our light workers. And that's exactly what the Six of Clubs is, a light worker through the truth. So be true to yourself. Number one, know what you're worth. Know that you've got hard work to do, and that you can't let naysayers stand in the way. So if you are facing naysayers, the smartest, best possible way to know your truth and be able to speak your truth is just by doing your truth. I know you're going to be fine with it. It's not an easy thing to do, to hang on to that happier, more joyful way of looking at the world. Nobody can stay in that forever. Of course, you're going to get overwhelmed with things once in a while, right? We all do, no matter how positive you can be or stay in that. Just know that you are doing you to the best that you can, and that's an improvement every day. And the more that you can continue to do you, the more you will quiet the naysayers. Okay. Mountain. Yeah, it's not easy. It is feeling like you're between a rock and a hard place sometimes, and no place to go. So the only thing that you can do is to just know who you are at your core and stay true to yourself. How are you going to do that? By letting go any reaction, right? You want to be in action mode. Don't react, because that keeps you down, keeps you back, keeps you trying to climb around the mountain. But it is in the upright position, and we will talk about what it's like when it's in the reverse position. It's having difficulties finding a way to do that. But it's upright, so this is you clearly understanding the obstacle and finding a way with courage and persistence. You'll get there. Okay. Yeah, that rings true for me. Okay. I hope it does for you too. Let's what we get for the Starseed card. Oh, Starseed. Raise the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. Can you see the glow? And speaking the truth. It's alchemy at its best. You just can't help it. The truth will win out. So keep polishing those skills. You are right where you need to be. Just keep a step away, a step ahead of this. You know where you're going. All right. Best of luck to you. Okay, Aquarius Moon. I thought it might be fun for everyone to see how I arrive at the cards that I do. I usually do this and not subject you to the time, but it takes to do, trying to be more efficient. However, I give them a quick shuffle and then I find the card that is meant for you. It has a different vibration to it. It is right in here. Okay, there's that one. Now we'll do the Spirit in Nature. Okay, right there. Lenormand. And the Starseed. I close my eyes with these because they're too pretty. I don't want to be drawn to one because of how it looks. I want it to be more spontaneous than that, or more spirit led. So I wait for the tingle. Okay, right in there. There it is. Pretty. Okay, so we're going to turn over the archetype card. Mystic. Love this card. Okay, so I'm going to take a brief meditation and I will be right back. Okay, Aquarius Moon, you are Saturn or Uranus led. So for you, this is going to be about emotional availability within relationships. Are you holding yourself back? And in this relationship, we are talking about the divine source. Light attributes with this card is revels in intimate union with the divine. The shadow attributes are delusional rapport with the divine. So how honest are you being with what's coming through? How much of it is truly being channeled from the divine, or are you struggling with separating your own wants and needs when you're channeling something through? Being a light worker is one of the things that you really have to watch for. You're not there to speak your truth. You're there to just deliver whatever energy is coming through. So it can have a lot to do with how much you want to be a people pleaser. So you're influencing what's coming through so that you can make someone feel better or feel more like they are receiving the messages that they want to receive. It's an interesting juxtaposition. When I have many teachers, and I have the history now that I look back and I can see the ones that just simply stated what was coming through, and others that wanted to add tidbits of their own thing. Now, sometimes the divine asks you to, and I've had that happen as well, as example, when I have something that I could example with. However, it is tricky to do that. And this is where your guides are asking you to take a look. So, the emotional availability within this relationship. All right, let's see with the spirit and nature what we can add to this for a little bit more direction. Talk about direction. All right, so it's the Nine of Clubs. It is the Pathfinder card. So perhaps you're feeling a little lost sometimes and you're feeling like you need to fill in the blanks. It can come through really choppy. However, it doesn't need to make sense for you. Just lay it on the table. Whatever bits and pieces you get, and the pieces will start to come together like a puzzle and reveal what direction it's meant to go. This is you being the conduit between this relationship that you have with the spirit and the spirit of the people that you're doing the reading or the whatever it is you're doing for, whether it's Reiki or divining with rods or pendulum or card reading or your astrology or whatever it is that you're doing. Therapy, it's coming through as that. To leave some space, they're saying, leave some space for your clients to really figure it out on their own. You provide the puzzle and all the pieces, and they are to put it together. That's part of what your trick is. Not trick. I don't know why trick, but not trick. It is part of your magic. That's what it is. That's what was meant to come through for you. So the Nine of Clubs is an interesting 9 card because it is the Hermit card in the major arcana. The black nines are. So it's about being a truth finder and being a free spirit within that. It's sharing, knowing what to share, and uncovering and helping. Okay, it's coming through as you uncovering and helping people release old family karmic DNA. Nines, they're here to do that. They're here to do that as a gift. Great gift givers. Okay, you the mystic, giving your clients the gift of truth. You give them the tools, they find their truth. That's beautiful. Interesting. Okay, let's see what you get for the Lenormand. You got the book. So it's like finding the answers. And the club suit loves to find the answers. This is your intellectually pursuing, having that conversation. It's air element. It is allowing Source to come through and give you that direction. You've got the map, you've got the compass, and yes, you just are following your sense of that relationship with the divine. I always like the book card because it suggests to just go and open a book and read something. It'll always be meaningful, but it will give you something to think about, give you a little different direction perhaps to go in. But it is about your emotions. Read it here. The unopened book weaves stories concealed. So you are to reveal them. When pages are read, the truth is revealed. This is like the truth finding, path finding card. The book guards tales of inner emotions. Blessed are the words of deep devotion. Such the perfect match for this card. So yeah, just maybe a lighter touch. Maybe not being so hell-bent on having all the answers. So this is for you, okay? Let's see what the starseed card is. Patience. Be patient and allow destiny to unfold at its own pace. Very nice. Yeah, patience. That seems about right, doesn't it? All right. Best of luck. Okay, Pisces Moon. Thought it might be interesting for everyone to see how I arrive at the cards that I do. I give a quick shuffle and then I feel through and pull the card. I usually do this off camera and just bring the cards, but I thought this time I would show you how this part's done. Okay, that's one of the archetype cards. And now the spirit and nature. Let my fingers tell me which one it is. Oh, it is right in there. No, this one. The Lenormand, we're going to be reading everything, taking into consideration the upright and reversals. So we're not really going to pay too much attention to which comes up. And then for the starseed cards, I am closing my eyes because I don't want to be influenced by what is pretty. I'm just going to, once again, let my fingers decide which one is for you. It's right in there. That one. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to turn over the archetype card and then I'm going to do a bit of meditation to see what comes through. Oh, you got the damsel. And I will be right back. Okay, Pisces. You got the damsel card. So this card is about understanding the nature of healthy romance. It's inspiring you to rely on yourself because you can't give yourself away as the shadow attributes, waiting for the night to provide you for you, and using seduction by romance, having that illusion going on. So this is about how you are really showing up for you, not giving yourself away to someone in a contractual relationship. So Pisces moon, you are Jupiter or Neptune led. So for you, this is going to be about articulating your emotions, for arriving at a healing truth. Very interesting, because Pisces is a very spiritual sign. It is like one astrologer friend said, Pisces are just visiting. They're here to skip the light fandango. Most Pisces that I know are pretty close to that as well. They just have an ease about how they move through life. It is with less burdening. So for a Pisces moon, that's got to be pretty nice. However, because we are all here to mature and to arrive at a place where we are showing up with a more us, a deepening of who we are, that has everything to do with that emotional well-being. So we are looking for how to articulate healing truths, whether that is for yourself or for others within this relationship with your partners, your loved ones, your people that you are deeply and emotionally connected with, and how you can gently and kindly and lovingly speak your truth, find your truth, and therefore be that mirror for others. Interesting. Okay. The Spirit in Nature, you got the 10 of Diamonds. So this is the Ecliptic Path card. You look to see if you've got the 10 of Diamonds in your chart. And if not, just look at what is in your ecliptic position, because this is a big wish granted. This is rewards for efforts. This is balancing up and having that lifestyle really coming around for you. It is the Wheel of Fortune in the major arcana. So it is this up and down balancing of who you are, how you're doing you, and how goes that flow. And having that ability that we are looking at with this reading during this time of being able to speak your truth. So it is a big wish card. I love that you get this card because it just allows for spirit to come through with a bigger voice, to be heard easier. It is an upswing for you because there's no downside really to taking care of yourself, stepping in and being that responsible adulting for your own needs, your own happiness, your being you and enjoying that. So if there is something that's holding you back, something where you're feeling like there's some contract, because the diamond suit is about money, your skills, your talents, how you go about providing for yourself and for others. And the 10s are that reward for efforts. And in the shadow attributes, there can be some weirdness going on around money and being spending money or hoarding money, that kind of thing. So it definitely has a contractual feeling about how you are are giving and taking for yourself and with others that you're in these relationships with. So more honesty around that, because it's got to be those healing truths. So how do you get to a healing truth? In what came through for your reading was to be articulate. So not an easy thing to do if you're using Neptune, and Jupiter always wants to make a bigger, more expansive, joyful, yes, but not everything is always roses. Sometimes you have to come through with the harder truths. So to be there for someone who is going through some kind of hurt or under the weather with their emotions, to bring a healing truth to them, you'll want to practice speaking what that truth might be. If you're in a meditation and you are jotting down what comes through, take your time to really sort through what pieces are there and ask your pendulum or the cards to bring more of the message through for you. Ask for that consultation with the divine for that coming through, because that is where you are going to pick up the tidbits to really kind of round that, what needs to be shared. It'll give you time to articulate exactly the right words to use, however much or however little. Interesting. All right. Oh, you got the mice. So this is interesting. It talks about having something undermining. So, and stealing out from under you. So perhaps you have someone doing this within your relationships. So it's often difficult to bring a truth to someone who has ulterior motives, wanting to be the taker and not the giver, wanting to keep you in this role of needing them for unhealthy reasons or choices. Well, then that is the work. And still, it's coming through to consult with the divine in your own time, in your own way, how you are doing you, because it's all about understanding the mature, natural, healthy way that you can show up and meet someone, to invite the right energy in and to stand your ground and articulate the words for when it isn't healthy in a loving, compassionate, generous way. It's like you got to start with you. You can't do this for other people. You can only mirror back for other people through your actions. And that's really what the message is for you. So, yeah. It talks about the mice being gone, and that when that happens, you can return to your base, your Eunice. Okay. Yeah, it's a journey for sure. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see what you get for the starseed. Strength. You are being guided by the cosmos. Stay strong. A positive outcome is assured. So whatever these mice are undermining and wanting what they want, being lazy about putting effort in where you need it to have happen, you picking up the pace and picking up the pieces. When you start mirroring that consulting from the divine back to these little heart robbers, you will be on that path. So yeah, stay strong. You are assured a very nice outcome if you can do this for yourself, right? It's always about you doing you in the best way possible and being that mirror. All right. Well, that was the message. Best of luck.